is that there's a principle called the biopsychosocial framework. Most people think that the problems they're having are either just biological, their arthritis, or their codependency, or their alcoholism is a moral issue. Their codependency is a psychological issue. Their OCD is a neurotic issue. Their relationships is a psychological issue. But the issue with which also makes us even more dynamic, the Aletheca ideas even more dynamic, is that there's a principle called the biopsychosocial framework, made by George Engel in the early 20th century. But it was brilliant and revolutionary, and is going to make a comeback, hopefully. But the symptoms of a person's life are always biopsychosocial, meaning the instincts are always working, and the trauma complexes work through the instincts and the prefrontal cortex, the dominant ego mind. The instincts are always their main job is to relate. All seven of the Panksepian instincts are all relating. Uh, there's not like a will to power instinct. There's not a I'm gonna go be alone and screw everyone schizoid instinct. They're all developed to keep relating to other people and the world, and to yourself. One of the issues that what a person will have to first encounter is the fact that their arthritis, at the same time that they're having to check for cancer, and at the same time that they have relationship issues, and the same time that the environment around them is causing them distress because they might have a financial situation and they're not able to afford the right food to keep them balanced. The modern therapies that we have, medically, psychologically, and socially, do not account for all of this. They just don't. And this is why it's this idea of self-analysis, like the only one that's going to come to save you is you. That's the first realization, the hard medicine that people have to do if they really want to do this work. If they really want to heal something that supposedly is not healable. It's completely not true. The first thing they have to do is realize that they are the authors, which means they are the author. That's where the word authenticity comes from. They are the authors of their own life because their instinctual consciousness is them. No one is telling your instincts who they are. They already know. That's a false belief we have in the West, that somehow you can be whatever you can become whatever you want to become. You already are who you are. You have to learn how to relate. You can adapt, and you can learn structures and relate better of who you are. I think what we're really trying to say is, I am not my trauma complex. I can become something other than my trauma complex. That's an accurate statement. That's an accurate statement. Understanding that you are the one that can really become the expert in your own life, and the only one who really can. You're in your psyche, you're in your body, you're in your subjective experience. That's the instincts, right? The instinct's job is to tell reality what to do. The instincts do not work on the reality telling them what they are. This is something that we need to really understand when a person wants to say, how am I going to become who I am and not this trauma complex? Once you understand that, and that it's biopsychosocial, meaning your issue is the cancer test, is the arthritis, is the social dynamic, is not eating properly, is being treated like shit at work, or by the social workers, or whatever the issue is. It is your dysfunctional relationship. That is the trauma complex. They're all together. If you deal with one, you start to unravel the other ones. And so what you have to be willing, the first thing you have to be willing to do, is to have the courage to go, I'm going to go hunt for trauma complexes. That's basically what I do. I'm not a psychologist. I'm basically like a wolf that hunts trauma complexes. And that's and I'm trying to, what's the word? I'm trying to be an example, an exemplar of how one would do that. So another person can do it for themselves. And I happen to have a lot of experience with these damnable trauma complexes. So I know how they work. I know the roads they take. I know how they think. I know where they hide. And so I do have some advantages that most people don't have.